Our text is Isaiah 11, and it begins, "A shoot will grow from the stump of Jesse." The first question I ask when I read that is, why is there a stump? The stump is there because the people feel and are cut off. They've been decimated by wars. They've been taken away by empires, and they don't even know if they're a nation anymore. But God is promising that where the stump of Jesse is, a shoot will grow up. And this is a promise that was made hundreds of years before Jesus came to fulfill it. Hundreds of years of waiting, of being cut off. And so at a national level, they were cut off, and that's the same way that we feel at our personal level when friendships are broken, when people aren't there. God is saying that he sees that cut off part. He sees the absence that we're feeling, and he will grow new life into it from a small beginning. It's a small shoot that you might not even see. What's interesting about the word also is that the shoot is unexpected. What the people were expecting, they were expecting a king to rule over them. And God was saying, he was giving them kingly language and kingly duties, but the king that was going to come would be more than a king. The text doesn't actually use the word king in Hebrew. It actually says there will be a shoot. And we see that Jesus came and Jesus fulfilled that. Jesus was the king and was more than the king, was over kings. And so that's God's way of dealing with the loss that they had. He works slowly and patiently. You might not even see the shoot when you first go by the stump. But then Jesus grew up and Jesus fulfilled all the needs that the people had. And that's what God's saying he can still do today. Jesus is still doing that, and Jesus is still acting as the shoot coming from the root of Jesse that is giving us healing today and giving us hope for the future. It's like a nurse log. A nurse stump, in fact, was what Pastor Eric talked about in one of his sermons a few weeks ago. And it's where you have a twig growing out of a stump. And God is saying, that's the way I work. I transform lives and I give new life where you least expect it. And he has fulfilled all that in Jesus. We remember that this time as we're waiting for it at Advent time.